Hey, I'm Bob at I Like to Make Stuff. Today we're gonna make a trick-or-treat cart. It's almost time for Halloween. My kids love to go trick-or-treating, and that's a ton of fun to take them around in costume from house to house. But one of the bad things about taking your kids trick-or-treating is that you pretty much just have to leave a bowl of candy by your own front door. So this year, we're actually gonna make a cart that we can take with us so we can do trick-or-treating for other people on the go. Now the first thing we gotta do is go to Lowe's to get some supplies for our cart and also some decorations to leave at our house while we're gone. This whole thing's going to be built on this yard cart from Gorilla Carts that we got. And the cool thing about getting something like this is that when you're done with this whole project, you can actually use this in your yard to do yard work or whatever. These things are really sturdy. I've actually used one before, and so I think this is going to work as a great base to build on top of. The idea of this entire project is that we're going to have this cart we pull around with us as we go trick-or-treat with our kids, and then as we pass other kids on the street, they can yell trick-or-treat and we'll either shoot candy at them or shoot some sort of a trick at them. This all started this summer when I started buying battery-powered tools for the yard. I got these Craftsman leaf blowers that run on a 20-volt battery, and I realized that by putting a couple of those in the cart, we could shoot a couple of different things. So we're going to somehow mount these in the cart, make it so that we can load them and shoot them, but also we kind of want to hide them. While we were at Lowe's, we picked up some inflatables for the front yard. We've also got this giant spider. So we're going to modify this to sit on top of the cart so it'll hopefully distract from the fact that there are hidden leaf blowers. I don't have a great plan. Let's figure it out. I'm going to take advantage of these pieces that are already cut out in the cart. These actually fit a piece of wood, so we can cut some little legs to go down in here and then make a platform on top to set our spider. Then we can hide everything underneath that, hopefully. Okay, so at this point, all I'm doing is mocking things up to try to figure out where everything's gonna live. I think this will give me a platform that I can set stuff on top of. We've still got an opening here on the front where we can shoot things out of, but I'm not really gonna attach any of this until I've got it totally figured out. So the first test for the trick is going to be putting a roll of toilet paper on a paint roller on the end of this, so when we blow it, it should theoretically shoot toilet paper at people. We played around a little bit with the placement of everything. We've got the toilet paper launcher working just fine, and we tried a few different options for the candy launcher within the leaf blower. We're going to take this thing out. There's a little screw you can unscrew and then release this, and we can replace that with some PVC pipe, and luckily we found that 4-inch PVC just fits in there. You just have to taper the end of it a little bit. So we'll do that, and then we can extend these to whatever we need them to be. We've got both of these modified so we can put them on the cart and then we can extend them out to shoot where we want them to shoot. But one thing I wanted to point out here is that we're not modifying anything here that we can't undo. After Halloween, the cart will still be a cart. We can take these off and turn them back into leaf blowers. And also, we're gonna use this portable power station to drive the inflatable. This is something that you could easily keep in your car to make sure that your battery can always start, you can fill up your tires and things like that. This thing is super helpful, and in this case, it's gonna power our giant spider. Not only can you run 120 volt, you've got 12 volt plugs, you've got a light, you've got a pump on the back for blowing up tires or basketballs or whatever, and you can also jumpstart your car. These things are super handy. So next up, we're just gonna experiment with mounting these things in the cart and getting them routed out to where we need to put them. We've done some scientific testing and we found that actually Lowe's bags work the best as the wadding. So what we're gonna do is put in a Lowe's bag with some candy, gonna stuff it down in there, and then when we shoot it, we'll see how far it goes. And of course, the point of this is not to shoot candy super high, super far. We want to get the kids about 10 feet back so that we can hit them with the toilet paper, but also shoot the candy at them at their level, but not too hard. Got this really simple platform put together and it's dropping down into these holes so you can just pull it right out. In fact, we're gonna take it and all the PVC out, paint them black so you can't see them, then we'll do the final assembly and put everything together. We got these pipes and the platform painted black, so now we gotta put all this stuff back together and put it on the cart. But before we put that in, I want to put in our power source. This thing is charged up to 100%, so now this can just be hidden kind of down in here, and then we can plug our spider right into it. We ended up putting these blowers upside down just because the weight of the handle and the battery holds it in this position better. It's still comfortable enough to be able to trigger these in this position, but we want to mount these to the wooden pieces that we put in here. And luckily, because this is PVC, we can just drive some screws through this piece of wood right into the pipe, and that'll hold it in place just fine. You'll notice I put in 2 screws here. I did one that was straight into the pipe and then another one down at an angle, and that actually kind of pinches on the inside of the pipe. Oddly enough, I have enough experience driving screws into PVC pipe that I know that works better than trying to put them all straight in. This is definitely one of the more ridiculous things I've ever made, but now that it's done, we gotta load it up and go try it out on the kids. Let's do it. The kids had a whole lot of fun with this one. We had a really good time too, and I wanted to say thank you to Lowe's for sponsoring such a goofy, fun build. We got all the stuff on this cart at Lowe's, and we're gonna have links to lowes.com where you can find everything that we used. And like I mentioned before, all of this stuff can be taken off and used for its original purpose. If this project gave you an idea for something you can make for Halloween, you've still got time, and I would love to hear about it down in the comments. We've got tons of other types of project videos that you may want to check out, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that as well. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Happy Halloween!
And then we'll extend them out to lean? Where did that come from? Oops, I opened this one, my bad. So I'm gonna put these tubes, that's the word, but I'm not gonna attach any of this until you really get it figured out. What
a weird thing to say.
You gotta plug our spider in.